All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going deep on something you might not expect: white cement.
Okay, white cement.
Yeah, but specifically for home improvement projects,
Ah,
like painting.
painting, got it.
Our source is this blog post, Notes on Home Improvement. I think this is part 75,
Wow, 75.
something like that, yeah. When and why you should use white cement. It's on kianming.org, and it just came out February 24th.
Fresh off the press.
The author's pretty interesting, calls himself an old software plumber.
An old software plumber, huh? That's a new one.
Right. So clearly into tech stuff, but also likes to get his hands dirty with projects around the house. If you've ever patched up a wall and then the paint just won't cover it right, this is for you.
Yeah. You do all that work, and then the patch still shows through.
The worst, right? The author of this post, he was painting his house and ran into that exact problem.
So what did he do?
He found that using white cement, of all things, made a huge difference.
White cement? I wouldn't have thought of that.
Me neither. But the expert here can explain why it works so well, especially when you're using lighter paint colors.
Well, it's all about blending. White cement just blends way better with light paint, creates a more uniform surface.
So you're not fighting against that contrast as much, like when you use regular gray cement under a pale color.
Exactly. Think about it. You patch a hole with gray, then paint over it with, say, light yellow. That gray is going to peek through no matter how many coats you use.
Right, right. It's like a shadow. You just can't get rid of it.
But white cement, it's like starting with a blank canvas, makes a huge difference for the final look.
And this isn't just some niche trick either, is it?
Nope, not at all. It's used all the time in architectural concrete, for those modern buildings with the smooth white facades.
Oh, okay. So it's big time construction and home DIY, versatile stuff.
Very much so. And for the DIYers out there, think about it. Repainting a bathroom, a light blue, for example, white cement for any patching, you're almost guaranteed a smooth professional finish.
Okay, I'm sold. But now the practical questions: where do you even buy this stuff?
Most home improvement stores will have it.
And is it like way more expensive than regular cement?
It might be a bit pricier, but the difference is usually pretty small. And
Wow.
think about the time and effort you save getting that perfect finish. Might even use less paint.
All right, so worth the investment then. Plus, there's the satisfaction of doing it right.
Definitely. In this blog post, it only scratches the surface of what you can do with white cement.
Really? There's more.
Oh, yeah. Different types, grades, even colors.
Colors? You mean other than white?
Exactly. And that leads us to another important point. How does white cement perform compared to all those other patching compounds out there? And you go to the hardware store and it's overwhelming, right? Spackle, joint compound, all these epoxy
I
fillers.
know. It's like, which one do I even need?
Well, it depends, yeah. Each one is kind of good for different stuff. But white cement, its strength is it's tough. And paint loves it.
So good for like bigger holes and cracks, not just little nail holes.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in spots that get wet a lot, like the bathroom or around the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Plus, you get that super smooth finish for painting.
Okay, so for someone like me, who's, well, let's just say I'm not a pro when it comes to patching walls, sounds like white cement's a good place to start.
I'd say so, yeah. Good all-arounder.
Mm-hmm.
But even with the right material, it still takes practice to get that perfect finish. You know what I mean?
Totally. I'm glad this blog gets into the details because that's what I need. Like, he even names specific brands of white cement, tells you what he likes and why.
That's so helpful, right? Like which one dries faster, which one's better for smaller repairs, those kinds of things. Stuff you only learn from experience, usually.
It's true. Saves you a lot of trial and error. And speaking of this author, it's amazing how many things he's into. It's not just software and home improvement. There's gardening, fish tanks, even like dieting tips.
It's inspiring, isn't it? This guy's a real lifelong learner, always trying new stuff and then sharing what he's figured out.
Makes me wonder, does his like coding brain, does that affect how he approaches gardening? Is there some like problem-solving connection between all these different things?
That is a fascinating question. It makes you think maybe his software background helps him design like a really efficient watering system or something. Analyze how his plants are growing.
This is what I love about these deep dives. It's not just learning one specific thing. It's like suddenly you're seeing these connections you never thought about.
Totally. And it makes you realize there's got to be so much other cool stuff out there just waiting for us to find it.
Exactly. All these blogs, forums, people sharing their DIY tips. Someone, somewhere has probably already solved that problem you're struggling with.
Right. So if you're out there fighting a leaky faucet, or trying to grow the perfect tomatoes. Don't give up. Somebody online has probably figured it out and posted about it.
Could save you so much time and frustration. And it's not even just about the practical solutions, is it?
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
This blog, this guy's whole approach, it's about more than just fixing a leaky faucet. It's about being curious.
Yeah.
About never stopping learning, no matter what it is you're learning about, and then sharing that with other people.
I like that. It's like, yeah, we're talking about white cement today, but it's really about way more than that. It's like we're getting a peek inside how this guy thinks, how he approaches problems and makes connections between totally different parts of his life.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it reminds us that knowledge, it's not like these separate little boxes. What you learned over here, it can totally apply over there in a completely different area.
So maybe that's the big lesson, huh? Be open to those weird connections. Embrace the idea that learning can happen anywhere, anytime, doing anything.
Exactly. And every experience, every project you do, every deep dive into something new, it changes how you see things. It adds to your knowledge.
Well said. All right, so to sum up for everyone listening today, we learned that white cement, it's a secret weapon for a smooth, professional paint job, especially if you're using light colors.
And maybe even more important, we saw how a simple blog post, like a DIY project, can get us thinking about bigger things, like how knowledge all connects, the joy of learning throughout your life, and sharing what you've learned with others.
Who knew that talking about white cement would get so deep? So next time you're tackling a project around the house, remember, be open to the unexpected. Try different things, and don't be afraid to share your discoveries, because you never know who you might be helping out there.
And remember, there's a ton of knowledge out there just waiting to be found, in blogs, forums, online groups, even those random corners of the internet. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep sharing your journey.
That's a great place to leave it. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of white cement and the unexpected wisdom we find online. Until next time, happy DIYing.